Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why I did that, but what's up guys, it's your boy Evan, and today we'll be reacting to some Family Guy content. Yes, this one is talking about what happened to every lost Family Guy character, and from the thumbnail I've already seen a character that I used to see when probably few seasons ago, but then in the later seasons realized that I haven't really been seeing it, and I never really thought about that. Wait, what about that character? I haven't seen him in this episode or that episode. And then glancing through YouTube and I saw the video, I'm like, wait a minute, that's actually true. What happened to them? So we'll be checking it out. If you like this reaction, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the video. Let's get it.
To every lost Family Guy character,
Gilbert, I can't remember his name, but
Simmons, who for the
he's
first
always
of the show hosted the Channel 5 news with Tom Tucker.
it's a PDF,
with
you get me.
More often than not using this
really
on live air in order to take the most horrendous shots at each other.
In other news, I won't be going to the play because I'm sure it will be lousy.
Tom, I'm getting late word that you're a petty, jealous closet case.
Bit of breaking news, we now go live to Diane being a bitch. Diane?
However,
the truth is I haven't really been in on the Family Guy universe for a while, because I think when I started watching Family Guy, I started watching it from I think the earlier seasons, probably season 20 or season 18 or 19. But the first few seasons I have no knowledge about it. I've not watched any of the episodes, so this character is a character that I haven't seen before. I think the person who replaced her is the Chinese lady. I can't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about. But this character, I have no idea who she is, but I'm interested to learn about her.
The fact that they're both just as deranged as each other, with the pair constantly making fun of their
her exactly. She was the one that became her replacement.
Out-of-pocket things at the most unexpected moments.
So what do you think, Diane? Can I cook or what?
Delicious,
Or
Tom.
what?
I guess we should be eating her with chopsticks.
And naturally, this gained Diane a sizable amount of love from the Family Guy community. I mean,
I need to watch the
certainly
earlier
loved her
season.
when I was a kid. However, this would all come crashing down in the
When?
season 9 opening episode.
What happened?
And then they
I need to watch the
revealed,
earlier
which
seasons, I
begins
can't
with
lie.
The entire town of Quahog being tricked into going to Rocky Point Manor in order to attend a dinner where they all expect to be the ones being honored.
That's weird. My invitation said it was in my honor. I assumed it was for being able to find the alphabet, which I almost did till I pooped in the ass.
Although, as it turns out, this was all merely just a ruse by Diane.
Oh,
so that she
really?
could get all of Quahog together and blame
Why?
Tom Tucker for the murder of James Woods.
Oh, I remember. I think when the lights went out.
However, this plan doesn't exactly go too smoothly.
I think it was that because I've seen clips about it. I think it was that joke where the lights went out and Peter was like, "Oh my God, is this what black people see every time?" Yeah, I think this is that
After Quagmire's
episode.
girlfriend Stephanie gets in the way of the James Wood murder attempt, this then causes Diane
Yeah,
to go on
it's
an
that one.
all-out killing spree, which she
Ooh.
honestly probably would have gotten away with
Oh,
too if she
she
just
went
kept
dark.
quiet about her new cardigan.
She actually bought me this blouse for my first solo broadcast.
Oh, she went dark. Yeah, and Lois clicked.
And honestly, despite her horrible crimes, Diane's reasoning for wanting
She
to kill
went
James
dark.
Woods and frame Tom Tucker is incredibly interesting. As
Okay.
only a few days after turning 40, Diane was dumped by James Woods
Oh.
and then fired from her job at Channel 5 when Tom Tucker goes behind her back and promises
why
a
would he
more
do
attractive
that, though?
woman the role.
But it got worse when, not so coincidentally,
Why would he
Tom
do
began
that,
pushing
though?
Channel 5 News to replace me with a fresh young face.
But why
I
though?
succeeded.
And just as Diane
Nah,
was
that's
about
dark.
to kill Lois for telling her this,
That's
Stewie,
dark.
of all people, steps in at the very last second and saves his mom.
Damn.
If anybody's gonna take that bitch down, it's gonna be
Wait,
me.
I think I've
Which
seen this
unfortunately
episode.
means that Diane
She
Simmons
died.
will never be seen
Yeah, she
again
died.
in Family Guy.
Yep.
And so, our
Makes
next
sense.
missing Family
But I
Guy
think I've seen that
character
episode
is
before.
Brian's long lost son, Dylan.
What?
Right? Your son? He good?
Most definitely.
What?
who we first see in
No way.
Season 6's former life of Brian, as after Brian goes to revisit a former flame, much to his dismay, she tells him that they have a child together.
Damn.
This is Dylan. He's your son.
Who's the father though? Because he doesn't look like what I'd imagine him to look like, if you get what I mean. If you get what I mean.
Dylan quite possibly being one of the
Nah,
rudest
she's
and
lying.
most obnoxious children in the Family
Nah,
Guy universe.
she played
which
Brian.
honestly is quite an impressive feat. And,
'Cause
I mean, hey,
that's-
it's kind
Brian's
of
definitely not the
understandable
father.
Considering the whole not having a dad thing, but I mean, just look at the way that Dylan talks to Lois.
Dylan's
What?
gonna be staying with us for a while.
Dylan, it's so nice to meet you.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, he got you, Lois.
And all throughout the episode, Dylan's
Damn.
actions only get worse and worse. As
Yeah, he a
the
menace.
monkey in Chris's closet shaves Peter's hair, and worst of all,
I'm sure Peter didn't
puts
mind.
Brian's head in an inescapable bag.
I'm sure Peter didn't mind. Damn. Talk about what you... And that's your father.
Oh, thanks, Lois.
That's your
However, it
father.
would end up being a very different kind of bag, this time filled with pot, that would allow
Ooh.
Brian and his son to finally connect on a deeper level, with Brian then promising to be a better father.
But I
and
don't think
help
Brian's the
Dylan
father.
turn his life around.
Still not convinced, man.
For all those years, but that's gonna change. It's gonna be different from now on.
Although, in true Brian Griffin fashion, he
Yeah.
immediately backs out of this promise when it's no longer convenient for him.
Yep.
And we see this in Season 12 when
Oh,
Stewie
he
has to
changed.
intervene when Brian is thinking about once more ignoring his son.
Hey, if I click
He
ignore, we
he
know
he
we're
had his
sending him to
life
Brian.
turned around and all.
Hey, it's Stewie.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I'm right here with your dad.
In fact, Brian was sure set on ditching the lunch altogether.
Look at
until
him.
He conveniently sees that Dylan
Yeah.
is going to be the star of a new kids
Oh.
show. And boy, Brian literally couldn't get his car out of there fast enough.
Stars local teen and Irish trash Dylan Flanagan.
Local teen and Irish trash.
TV star. Brian?
Yeah, he's out. He's on this. He's
So after this,
Nah,
Brian wiggles
some-
his way into the writing room,
Yeah.
gets fired, and then once more goes
Ditches-
through the motions of an
ditches
incredibly
Dylan, I
touching
guess.
moment where he promises to stay in Dylan's life.
yeah.
If you'll give me a chance,
Nah.
I'd like to try to change.
Cap.
I'd like that too, Dad.
Cap. Cap.
However, of course, Brian never ends up living
Yep.
up to this promise.
Yep.
With the sad part being that Dylan has now become nothing but a jab that other characters use towards Brian when they want to remind him just how terrible of a person he is.
Now I get why exactly. Now I
Your
get.
failure as a father. How's that son of yours you never see?
And considering the fact
I
that
get
we
it
haven't
now.
seen Dylan
Now I
in
get it.
over 11 years
Now I get it.
It's most likely
Now I
that
get
he'll
it.
be lost forever.
For
However,
sure.
a Family Guy character
Now
who's
this
been
is the one I'm
far
interested
more
in.
Recently is Herbert.
Herbert.
Throughout
I don't know why I
the
said
early and
Gilbert.
middle
What did I
seasons
say
of
in
the
the
show could be
first?
seen desperately trying to get with Chris.
Yeah.
Or, of course, any other young boys
Yeah.
in sight.
Boys, we can settle this like reasonable and sexy teenagers.
It's the voice. I remember when I was watching it. As much as yes, man, he's the bottom of the barrel. You get me? But the voice, I just can't take him seriously whenever I hear his voice.
Contagious. Whoever can swallow the most.
That's really, you can hear the his missing tooth sound when he talks. Like you can hear it. Yeah.
As he just said some of the most out-of-pocket stuff ever and still found
And
a
with
way
that
to make
voice
it
as well.
incredibly funny.
Well, no offense to you, Meg, but you're a 17-year-old girl. I don't need you here.
And it wasn't just Herbert's words that got him into a lot of trouble. As in season 11,
I'm sure his actions as well.
Chris finally grows tired of Meg's attempts to blackmail him. Well, then Herbert's fantasies of having Chris live with him finally come true.
Why is it crazy that I feel like I've seen this episode as well?
Live with me? My goodness.
I think he passed out, yeah?
Pinch myself to see if I'm dreaming.
And so, of course, in true Herbert fashion, he immediately seizes this moment by drugging Chris with 3 cups of NyQuil and then trying to make a move on him as they sleep. Although, thankfully,
Yeah,
Chris,
I think I've seen this
he's able
episode.
to avoid anything catastrophic
I think I've
happening
seen this
by
episode.
simply letting out a well-timed farce, which, in a brilliant twist, causes Herbert to become immediately turned off.
I thought he would like it.
Sorry.
You really know how to waste a seance, don't you?
However, when Herbert wasn't being incredibly creepy, he actually proved himself to be an incredibly valuable member of Quahog.
I think
with
there was
this best
a...
being seen
Oh,
in
when he
season
was
9's
younger.
German Guy, where Chris, in the pursuit of a new hobby, becomes friends with an old German guy named Franz.
Welcome. I am
Franz.
Guten Tag, and this is my
Wait, is Herbert German?
Puppets. And I thought I'd seen everything.
Is
And
Herbert
when
German?
catches the two of them hanging out, he then immediately reports back to the Griffin family that Franz was a German officer during World War II.
If you pointed to the left, you did hard labor. If you pointed to the right,
You're dead.
you died.
Yeah.
That man was Franz Schlecknacht.
And despite
Can't
the
take
Griffin
him
family
seriously,
originally
man.
thinking that he's just jealous, this then quickly changes when Chris discovers Franz's true identity, and
Damn.
he and his father are kidnapped by Franz.
I promise I won't tell anyone. Just let my dad go.
Oh, I'm afraid that is quite impossible.
This also
And
is
it's at
quite
this point that
impossible.
Herbert shows us what a true hero he can be.
Oh, I haven't
He
watched
breaks
this
into
one.
Franz's house, kills him, and frees Chris
Oh.
and Peter.
Yeah, it's gonna be so weird seeing an old man, you know, kick the bucket this way, but I'm giving Family Guy fashion. I'm expecting something gross or gruesome.
Night, you Nazi bastard.
And at this point,
Okay, they
it's
didn't show
clear
it.
that Herbert
Or
has
he
the
didn't show it.
potential to become an even more nuanced character. However, unfortunately, the exact
Did he
opposite
die?
happens, as the Family Guy writers start simply making him a one-note pervert who becomes flanderized to the point of not even really being that funny anymore. And the most annoying part about
Oh,
this
really?
is that they would just write out Herbert altogether anyway, due to growing concerns about how he's perceived in the modern age. which
Yeah,
really just
that
makes you
makes
think,
sense. Yep,
why not
that
go
makes
balls
sense.
to the walls, no pun intended, with this character while you still can. But with Family Guy now being owned by Disney, it looks like Herbert
Yeah.
is gone forever. And
Yeah.
so swiftly
Yeah, given, yeah, that makes sense. I get it.
moving on, our next lost
It is what it
character
is, I guess.
Lois's brother Patrick. With
She had a
Patrick
brother?
being introduced to us in season 4 after Lois
I-
discovers his picture. in
Honestly,
an
I did not know
old
that she had a
ring.
brother.
That's weird.
Oh, she did not
Just
know
like
that
you,
she had a
discover
brother.
A whole new world of relaxing sleep with today's sponsor, Manta Sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna-
That's right, the wonderful people at Manta Sleep.
Keep
Within society, I
this.
can fall asleep to the soothing anyway.
I might
thanks
need
to
that,
Family
though.
Guy. After
Can't
Lois
lie.
discovers this picture, she then immediately goes to her father and demands
confronted
an
him, yeah?
explanation.
Yeah.
However, of course, with
He's gonna
Carter
deny
being
it.
Carter,
Yup.
he refuses to answer any
He's gonna
questions.
deny it. I think I know his character well enough to know he would deny it.
No.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
Cause
You're-
I found this picture.
Oh, Dick, thank God you're here. Talk to her.
And so, of course, with this being the most suspicious thing ever, Lois then tracks her brother down to a mental
Oh.
institution.
Oh.
Where he then goes on to tell the entire family that
So
he
what
was
happened?
traumatized as a child by seeing Jackie Gleason making love to his mother.
Jackie Gleason?
Beat it, kid. Your mother's busy.
Pow! Right in the kitchen.
However, the part that he dutifully neglected to mention is that because of this trauma, he now hates fat people so much that he actively makes it his mission to strangle and kill them, with the Griffin family becoming more and more suspicious
Oh,
of his
what a
actions.
twist.
The serial killer is then reported on the news.
What a that's why he's in the mental asylum.
Struck again.
Since the first victim at Quahog Park.
I am pissed that I did not watch this episode myself and I'm just finding out about it here. But I'm still gonna watch it either way.
Nobody are then confirmed when Brian shows Patrick's kill room to Lois, which features a still alive victim that is actively testifying.
Oh yeah? What about the dead fat guy under his bed?
Coincidence?
Nah, Lois, you're wilding for that one.
However, thankfully,
Yeah, Lois, you're
and Brian
wilding.
were able to get themselves to the brilliantly named James Woods just in time to stop Peter from being strangled by her brother, which, let's just say, they
How
do
did he
in
turn
a
out?
rather bizarre way.
Patrick, let him go, or Marion gets it.
Nice try, but
Who's
Marion's
Marion?
over there. Don't hurt her!
And after
Oh,
this,
okay.
season 10's Killer Queen, Lois's brother returns and
To
this
the
time
mental
actually
asylum.
serves as a force for good. As
Oh,
he
really?
helps Joe to hunt down Japanese competitive eater Yamamoto, who was only moments away from killing Chris before Patrick's brilliant intervention.
You said
Oh.
the first victim was wearing a baseball cap. The second one is blonde. The killer was
The voice actor is different, I
He was
guess.
trying to murder Chris.
And given the fact that Patrick escapes returning to the institution, this has left the door wide open.
So he just
for
escaped
Patrick
then?
to one day return. And to this day,
No one
he
knows
remains
where
a
he
lost
is.
Family Guy character, which honestly is a
Oh,
shame.
that
because,
makes it
fun fact,
interesting.
He was actually voiced by Robert Downey Jr.
Ooh,
And
really?
so our next character is one of my
Okay.
personal favorites in
That
all
makes
of
it
Family
interesting,
Guy.
I can't
And
lie.
Yes, I am talking about Death.
Have I
Who are
seen...
you?
I'm Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, I think I've seen clips about him. I've seen
You
clips
see,
about
voiced
him.
by the incredibly talented Norm Macdonald, and then later by the not so incredibly talented Adam Carolla. Death
Why is he
was
not so
always a
incredibly
mainstay throughout
talented?
the early
I'm
years
guessing
of
there's
Family
something
Guy, with his
behind that I
appearances
didn't
often
get.
marking an incredibly fun episode as the writers get to play around with immortality, with a perfect example of this being season 2's Death is a Bitch, which sees Death roll his ankle and then have to
Just
hand
twist
over
it,
his
man.
duties to Peter.
Hey,
And it's still
Can't tell anyone I'm
it's still
here, or if
twisted.
humanity discovers I'm no longer lurking in the shadows. Consequences will
They won't be
dire.
afraid of...
However,
They won't be
of
afraid of
course,
death
because
and
this is
then they're
Peter
gonna
Griffin, he
go
then
wild
immediately
out.
abuses
Yeah.
the fact that he can't die,
Yeah.
firstly by betting Cleveland and Quagmire that he can jump off of a roof, and then by inviting people in the Drunken Clam to literally try and shoot him.
Aren't you Richard Simmons?
Hey,
Hey, aren't you Richard Simmons' best friend? Richard Simmons?
And this
Yeah.
isn't the only time that death has been used to play with life
Oh.
itself. As in the season 5 episode Meet the Quagmires, Peter uses death so that he
Sorry,
can go
what?
back in time to 1984 and relive
What?
the youth that he believes he wasted
What?
by marrying Lois so early.
Could you let me go back in time and be
What did I
18
just-
again?
what are you, high? No.
Coming up next on ESPN, Women's Professional.
All right.
Yeah, I saw it coming. I saw it coming.
Screwing this up. So much so that Death eventually refuses to keep helping Peter, and now Quagmire is the one who marries Lois and has her children.
No, wait.
Hi, Mr. Griffin.
No, this is
Although,
wild.
thankfully for the
This is
sake of
horror.
never having to look
This
at
is horror. This is horror to
again,
look at.
Peter is eventually able to prove his worth to Death by beating up Quagmire at the high school prom, which allows him to rekindle his relationship with Lois, and of course, then make his children normal shapes again. However,
Normal
despite
shape
all of
is
the
the best way you
incredible
could have
moments that Death has given us
termed it,
in
man.
Family Guy, we would only see him again in a number of small cameo roles, with his character ultimately being written off the show
'Cause I
after
remember-
season 12.
Season 12. Because I remember one of the clips, funny bits on YouTube where he was like, I'm Death, and it was like Super Death came into the picture, and then I can't remember how it went, but I think he ended up... Yeah, I can't remember, but you know the beat I'm talking about.
And with Norm
But I remember the
Macdonald
death
sadly
and
passing away in
Super...
2021, and
Oh.
Adam Carolla busy making the best show on the planet, it looks like Death will never make a return to Family Guy. And so, before we get onto our final
that's
lost
actually
character,
sad.
here are
I
a
remember
few
this
honorable
brother.
mentions, starting
Wasn't
off with
he the
greased
mayor?
up Deaf Guy, who honestly is mostly in here for the novelty. However, I fondly remember watching Family Guy
I don't
as a
know
kid
him.
and laughing like crazy when everyone would try and catch the greased up Deaf Guy.
He's always
My
greased
favorite
up.
event. Catch the greased up deaf guy.
Go!
Why is he running like that?
And so,
Why is he running like
there are a
that?
few iconic appearances, including selling Brian and Stewie some Class A narcotics, and of course, terrorizing Mort Goldman's store. The greased-up deaf guy eventually
happened to
fell
him?
into obscurity.
Oh my god, it's the greased up deaf guy running backwards toward that grease truck explosion.
Oh, the grease burns so bad! I can't hear!
Boy, I am late for that meeting.
And our next honorable
What?
mention is Peter's old boss at the toy factory, Jonathan.
I remember the
Reed,
toy
who
factory,
honestly
but I don't
was
remember him.
mostly used during the early seasons of the show as a way to fit in some not so subtle gay jokes.
I'll take this.
No calls.
Although, I must say, as the episodes progressed, I
Wow.
found that Peter's relationship with Mr.
Wow.
Weed grew to
Mr.
a rather
Weed.
wholesome place, which makes it even more of a shame that the Family Guy writers decided to kill him off in the
Why?
season 3 episode Mr. Saturday Night, just as he was about to give Peter a promotion.
Peter, Brian's choking. Do the Heimlich maneuver quick.
And he died.
And so, our final Lost Family Guy character is the
mayor.
great and ever so strange Adam West. And
He's
honestly,
late.
I don't even know where to start with Adam West.
What happened?
I guess I told him nobody messes with Adam Wee.
I mean, he might very well
But I think he was the mayor, yeah?
character in all of animation.
Was
with
I
his
wrong?
off-the-wall one-liners and
Yeah.
seemingly never-ending random stunts being one of my personal favorite parts of
Yeah,
early season
I
Family
remember
Guy.
him as well.
A delivery man, prepare to meet your maker at the hands of my cat launcher.
And as the show progresses, so does Adam, with Mayor West being one of the only characters in all of Family Guy who doesn't succumb to needless flanderization, which in my view is simply because of Adam West's incredible performances.
Mayor West, what are you doing here?
I remember he got replaced.
Ringing people's doorbells and running away.
Then what are you still doing?
Why are you still standing there?
House, I'm not very good at this.
In fact, I remember being such a big fan of Adam
I think
West
he
when I
got
was
replaced
younger
by,
that I would continuously watch his compilations on YouTube before I even really started watching
Texas-
the show. Although,
a Texas
unfortunately,
cowboy or
after a
something.
legendary career that spanned decades, Adam West passed away in 2017. And with his character being fully replaced by Wild West in
Exactly.
November 2020, it's
That
now
one,
a sad
that
reality
mayor.
Adam West will forever be a lost Family Guy character.
Aw.
And so, this is what happened to every lost Family Guy character. Let me know in the comments, who do you miss the most?
That's a tough question because I only knew a handful of them, but I'll definitely say I miss Gilbert. I miss what's his name, Adam West, and then I think there was someone else in the comment. No. I think those are the two. Death, I didn't really see much of Death, and the other, not really. But these characters that I watched myself and I got to, connect with was Adam West and Gilbert. So they're probably the only two that I missed the most. So let me know, guys, who you guys missed the most in the comment section. And that was a very, 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 very fun and informative video. I really enjoyed it. Alright, guys, so that was the every lost Family Guy character and what happened to them, and I am so glad I checked it out. It was a fun one. So if you guys like this reaction, like, share, subscribe. Let me know, guys, what you want me to check out in the future, and I will be checking them out. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.